I'll tell you what, I got to the barn around, it was after 9 this morning. I slept in a little bit, just a little tired, and I should have got there a little bit earlier. I guess in hindsight it didn't matter. Everything worked out perfectly. But as I got there, it was hot. I knew it was going to be hot. But by the time we were done, by the time I left the barn after everything was done, it was searing hot at the barn. I think it was 91 at one point, but I guarantee it's creeping up closer to 100 degrees or a good 30-some Celsius in the state of Ohio, at least where I was in the northern part. Man, it was hot. I can only imagine how hot it is in Scioto tonight. So good luck to all our partners in Scioto racing tonight. It is going to be a scorcher. So as I got to the barn today, there was a number of horses to train. We had 8 to train, 9 to train. I wanted to go with 6 or 7 of them. No, I didn't get there, as I said, till a little after 9. So Jason made an executive decision to start without me, which was probably the right one. Jason Merriman trained Widespread Panic. Said he trained very, very good today. I saw him coming off the track. I said, was he hot? He said, no. A little pacey at times. That's him. That's normal for him. I said, but he was good. He said, very, very good. I said, okay, good. So Widespread Panic, ready to go for next week. Drew the 8-hole at the Meadows, but nevertheless, last time we drew the outside, we spotted them a country mile and still won. Now, different kettle of fish this week. We have a different, now there's a 2, a little tougher crew next time, but I'm very intrigued with that he's not hot statement. You know, the last time that they raced him, he looked very manageable. I will say this, Adam and Ron did a tremendous job letting him mature as a racehorse, although we didn't get the results we wanted in Indiana. At the same time, he left here very hot and hard to deal with and came back very manageable. So great job, obviously, in that respect by them. I'll just go alphabetical, I guess. Chime Bell was the first one. Actually, that's not true. Captain Incredible I trained. Captain Incredible trained fantastic. I was very happy with him. I asked Nick Clegg to shoe him yesterday. He did a great job with him. I found him very good as far as getting at his knees. Very good. Dr. Latessa was coming in. Now, he didn't come in until a little bit later, and he did that because he wanted to block off a large portion of time to go all over Captain Incredible and really work on him. Now, I made a video for our clients, a 15-minute video talking about what Dr. Latessa found. There was nothing serious found, but there was, he did say his third carpals were a little weak. There were some changes there, not unlike you wouldn't see with other horses, but the difference is it's a big, giant colt, whereas a 61-inch hobble, paces fast, probably sitting on a 151, 150, well, he paced 52 the other day, probably sitting on a 150, 151 mile, especially with his shoeing. I think it was on point. So I want to make sure that everything was okay. And Dr. Latessa said the reason he looked a little stiff behind, he believes he's loading weight. These knees are bothering him. Him being such a large colt, it might behoove everybody just to pump the brakes a little bit and say, okay, we're racing him in the Goldenrod to get him some experience and maturity. Let him get some speed under him, stretch him out, because our ultimate goal, obviously, is the Breeders' Crown. Some of the later races in Kentucky, the Breeders' Crown, the Governor's Cup, I think he's paid into, the Matron, things that are much further on in the season. And Dr. Latessa said, listen, a colt like him, and James actually said it before anybody, he said, you don't want to race him too much, just race him 3, 4, 5 times and put him away for the season. He's big, fast, strong colt, and you don't want to end up injuring him. Which he's correct. So Dr. Latessa echoed the same thing, said, listen, if we have our eye on these types of stakes later on in the season, I don't think I'd be racing him right now. Just give him some time. We can work on his knees, manage them, and have him ready to go for those races. I would think that would be a fair assessment. But if you continue to race him right now, all bets are off. You can't make any guarantees. You might go to race him might race him the rest of the year, no problems. He said you might race him to the end of the Goldenrod, race him, put him in the Bluegrass, and what if he comes up lame after the Bluegrass? Anthony, his knees are sore, we got to shut him down. Well, all you've achieved is you raced him in some minor races and backed him into a corner where he's sore. It's not what we're after. It's not what we're looking to do. So I appreciated the thoroughness of Dr. Latessa today to come and root out any issues that were with the horse. He said overall the horse is in very good shape. He looks great, feels great. He trained awesome today. So it wasn't on a line, wasn't on a shaft. The horse looked great. I don't have x-ray vision. Dr. Latessa does. Chime Bell trained great this morning. 2.5 last half and 58 again. She's tight. I don't know where her ceiling is. She's going to go out and trot in 58 on Wednesday, or is she going to trot 2.2? I don't know. I was very impressed with what I saw with her last week, and then again extended into this week. Very happy with what I saw from her this morning. Memory and Imagination, a slow mile. We're looking to keep him in shape. He's getting ready to either school next week or race the latter part of the week. I got to look at the day. If it is the 9th, you know what? I think it is next weekend. So we'll likely just move him over to Tim's and school him Tuesday, race him in the consolation for the Sire Stakes. It's the 9th or 10th. Either way, he can't race next week. We'll school him on Tuesday. Mountaineer Prince trained great again. 2.5 last half in a minute, 29 seconds on the end of it. Sort of sitting on a good mile. The only the biggest disappointment of the year is the fact he couldn't get over those Michigan tracks. That was the only common denominator. Every time I trained him here, he was good. People are saying, oh, maybe he's shy at the gate, maybe he doesn't like crowds, which isn't logical. We qualified him the other day. The horse qualified great. Now he had the rail when they canceled Wednesday. Now we get the 6-hole. I'd much rather the 6-hole than the rail with a 2-year-old trotter on a half-mile track. I think he'll have a good mile on Wednesday. A frustrating part was that Lonely Lakewood get in and Love and Affection did not. The whole point of selling Lonely Lakewood and Victory Blue Chip the other day was because there was too much congestion in those classes. Now you're seeing it. We didn't sell those 2 horses. Maybe I'll work a little harder to move Victory Blue Chip this week so we can make some room for these horses. Is there a place that we can race them? Can they go to the Meadows? I don't think Victory can, but Love and Affection may very well be able to. Or Scioto possibly. We'll see if there's a spot for these guys moving forward. But again, same problem we were trying to avert last week with the sale is the one that kind of bit us in the butt this week with the entries. Pickpocket, probably one of the most disappointing storylines in the entire year. Not how he's raced. That's just racing. I thought the horses raced very well. That win in 53, he looked great. Both wins in 53, he looked great. And then that scratch the other day was thoroughly disappointing. I don't want to beat that drum. I'm just going to leave it alone. All I can say is he trained great this morning. 2.5 last half, like 58 seconds. Bow in his neck, just playing. We'll train him up again next week. Apparently, we have to qualify him also. So we'll qualify him a week from Tuesday and then continue on with his sophomore season. Just for so many reasons, I was thoroughly disappointed with that scratch. It's water under the bridge now. Sweeney, hey, trained okay today. A little soft. I want to get a look at this guy's blood work. I don't really know what's going on with him. I wasn't disappointed with his mechanics. I thought he was a little pinchy. I could see, same as I always did, right hind. You could see it. A little bit right front when he went out. So we got to continue to work away at him and get that under control and manage it. But I do want to see what this blood work says for Sweeney for sure. And then Widespread Panic, as I said, Jason went with him, said he was very, very good. I was very happy there. Now, for the rest of our clients, I'm Fancy Like is in Tuesday at Yonkers. A lot of people moving shares around of I'm Fancy Like today. I allowed it because it was only fair to allow our clients to move themselves out of I'm Fancy Like's ownership model if they don't have their New York license. It's only fair. So we'll get that done by tonight. She'll race. She's got the rail on Tuesday, so I'm really happy to see what takes place with I'm Fancy Like on Tuesday. So that is everything that took place so far at the stable. I'm on my way over now to race some horses. Obviously, today will be headlined by a race by Time Is On My Side, race 3 at the Meadows. I have some other drives going on today, some other horses racing. We're in Scioto. Let's see, where else are we today? We are right here. Time Is On My Side, races at 5:46. You guys know that. Fire and Shine, Watch Your Mouth, Rose Run Alexander, Irresistible Sun, and JK Victory. 6-pack of horses racing tonight from the stable. So good luck to all my partners on the track. I hope it's a nice day for here. It was hot, almost too hot, but still a great day. So I I'm going to continue to soak up the good weather best I can. I will talk to you all soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as I said, good luck to everybody at the track tonight.